So he had this falling out with Adidas, right?
Yeah, and then he
was just because he made the comments about Jewish people, correct?
That's a whole whole podcast.
But that's what cut him out of Adidas essentially, right?
The DEF CON tweet that he wrote, yeah.
And the way that, and then obviously I think Rolling Stone talked about later on the work culture at Adidas is weird with him showing porn videos and doing making inappropriate comments. Right?
Yeah, I know that he. Yeah, that's something common that even came up in a lawsuit recently. One of his Donda employees said that he would want to watch porn with his employee, and he did show Adidas executives porn, and he posted it himself. Ye exposed himself. He posted a video
I remember
of himself showing porn, and all his fans are like, "That's so cool."
He's got Northern European accent. You guys have done wrong by the company, by the business, and by the partnership. The whole concept of this video is that the guy had cheated. So then the girl was like, well, I'm gonna do the thing that's your worst nightmare.
So Harley Pasternak is a celebrity nutritionist who we're gonna do a deep dive on the main channel, so look out for that. And you have done a deep dive, right, on TikTok?
I've done it on YouTube. I've done it and TikTok. Yeah.
So you guys can go check that out if you want to right now, and all of her social medias are listed below as well. Harley worked for the government in Canada for the defense, right?
Yeah, Canadian Defense,
and then ended up coming to the States, working with a bunch of celebrities, so close to so many celebrities.
Literally every celebrity.
It's giving Corey Gamble, because Corey Gamble's also kind of
that. Ye called Corey and Harley a fed. And now we're seeing Corey pop up in the Diddy lawsuit. Yeah. There's just a lot of weird stuff going on.
So Harley had a close relationship with Kanye, and when Kanye was pretty much at his worst, Harley was a big part of his life. I don't exactly know what his role was.
He used to train him. He was
his
person. Yeah, they would play basketball and do workouts.
But also, it's still okay. So then, how does someone like Harley end up in a position where he could be like, "You are not allowed to see your kids. I'm going to lock you up at this facility, and you're going to be on so much lithium that you can't even."
It's weird. Yeah. So he said to Ye, if you, I'm going to send you to Zombieland forever. Play date with the kids will never be the same.
They put a handler next to him to keep him in check. Harley Pasternak is a former Department of Defense special agent in the Canadian government. Number one, he's a nutritional scientist for the Department of Defense in the Canadian government. So he knows chemistry, how foods operate, but he knows certain drug techniques to use on human beings. He told Kanye, we're going to have a conversation, but we're not going to have a conversation where you're cursing or using profanity, and don't tell me about some stupid thing that your friend told you. The second option is, I can have you committed again. First of all, that's a threat to a psychiatric facility where you're going to be so doped up, playtime with the kids won't be the same. Wait a minute, you were the one that sent him to the psych ward in the first place. Now everybody can't say he's crazy. No, he is being handled by an agent who was sent to be right next to him to make sure that he doesn't get out of line. But Harley Pasternak also had other clients like Halle Berry, Jennifer Hudson, multiple clients. You need to look at this individual, and that is not somebody who should be around you.
But now we have to ask ourselves, is this Zombieland now? He might already be in Zombieland. This feels like he looks like a zombie. He acts like a zombie. He speaks like a zombie. He's a zombie.
Well, you know what? And I was so big in the Free Britney stuff that when we look back at some of those red carpets, right before she kind of went away, I mean, it was giving lithium. When she said she was on lithium and a lot of it,
no one believed her. I believed her.
Yeah, right.
I believe Britney was on it.
And seeing him, maybe it does seem like his mind is gone, but it also does seem like he's sick. So it's damn, what do you? I guess. Do you think Harley was in a position where he was trying to do the right thing?
It's really hard to say because people that like to gossip to me about Ye and say he's a bad guy, they've all said the same thing, and they're all he was right about Harley Pasternak.
So
they all say that.
Have you?
And then my video went viral.
I know.
I was telling him this before we started. I did one video and it went viral on TikTok. A week later, I was working and Harley Pasternak showed up at my work. I was helping my friend sell juice. She had a booth, a booth in Melrose.
Yeah.
And he showed up and was like, oh, let me try all the juices. And I was like, you've got to be kidding me. And it was Harley Pasternak. So I looked at him and I go, how's Kanye? And he was like, ugh.
Really? So he didn't clock you right away? Were you in your green fit in the video?
I was my regular self.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he was I said, how's Kanye? And he goes, he's very unwell. but I hope he gets better soon. And then he just walked away like pissed off.
Interesting.
But I'm like, how did he? That must have been that might have been just a coincidence that he lives in that neighborhood.
Yeah, I've had one of those recently with I made a video about Demi Lovato and her old ex Max, who was like super creepy, and then I filmed the video, and then 2 hours later I saw him at the liquor store, and I was like, ooh, I kind of wanted to say
I know
hi,
you're like,
but
did he tap your phone? It's like,
well, I'm like, no, I just filmed about him, so I'm like, oh, I just filmed about you 2 hours ago.
Oh yeah, so this made me think he could have, but I think it was a coincidence. A lot of the fans think. So what's weird? Here's the weird part. When Ye was in Dubai, Harley Pasternak, this was recently. This was in November. Harley Pasternak showed up to his hotel, the exact same hotel, and Ye got really scared, so he started filming Harley.
Weird.
That was when Bianca wasn't in town. So the one time they weren't together, Bianca went to Australia, is when Harley popped in.
The other handler came in, huh?
So it's a little bit weird, the timing. And Ye started filming him in the lobby, and then it was a big TMZ story. And then the news wrote it off as, oh, he just had a fitness conference he was attending. But Ye felt really uncomfortable.
And I don't want to hear shit from none of these. Oh, he's in an episode. Harley Pasternak followed me to the fucking hotel. Then killed Aaron Carter, and now they acting like they won't clear the Backstreet Boys sample. You get what I'm saying? Harley Pasternak, pusher. Your trainer, Harley Pasternak, Jay-Z. You get what I'm saying?
Well, also, I know, I go to the gym, and I go to nice gyms out here, and, personal trainers, I mean, granted, he's a big celebrity personal trainer, but, it's giving a lot more than that, and it makes me question, how do you go from being, a government official?
Also, he was really, if you go to my deep dive, you'll see he was really connected with Ariana's ex, Mac Miller.
Yeah, Mac Miller, who passed away, yep.
He's always the person, and Brittany Murphy.
Yeah, the last one with them before they're gone.
He's always the person that makes a statement when they die, which is interesting. It's like, why does Harley Pasternak have so much power?
Why? And that's why one of the questions I had was just why does he have the authority to tell someone you're gonna have this type of hangout with your
why
kids?
Would some loser like Harley have any say over Ye's life?
Would that be a Kris Jenner hire, you think? Is that type of situation?
Who knows? Do you even believe Corey and Kris are a real relationship?
Oh, not at all. Absolutely not.
Corey's always in the background lurking. Ye was always very vocal about Harley and Corey being a fed. He said he doesn't even know what Corey's last. He said something he didn't know his last name. There was something he said.
Yeah,
Don't quote me on that.
I remember what you're saying.
Kanye texted Corey something really rude. Kanye was like, I think it's weird. We've never met his family.
That's weird.
Corey does tend to be pretty secretive. So me and all of the kids, we've been more on guard with Corey.
Even my deep dive into him, we saw him go from college to with celebrities. It went,
it's
boom.
weird.
Yeah, it's weird.
And I am watching a lot of assassin shows on Netflix, and I'm kind of being wait, is this predictive programming where they want, now I'm wait, I understand how CIA operatives work now that I'm watching these shows. They do have a handler. In the shows, there's handlers and stuff. So you see what it's like.
The storyline has to come from somewhere, right?
Right? I always feel like that.
You're triggering me. I think about all those fungus shows we had last year. Do you remember we had
Oh,
5
God,
fungus
no.
shows? The one that was the
No.
video game one that was on HBO. You probably do. They're everywhere. What's the one that Walking Dead? They're all about
Oh,
fungus taking over. I feel
gosh.
that's predictive because everything's warming up, so fungi can live better in warmth, and we're
Well-
all gonna be infested by these.
Well,
diseases.
yeah, and the bunkers are popping up now, and there's
Yeah. Didn't
That-
Kanye build one of those?
that was actually.
Why doesn't he go live in that?
Because that's the one that he tore apart.
Oh, really?
That's the Malibu one.
Okay, so I want to talk to you about the Vultures team and the clothing and just so are you talking to anyone who's currently working with him to create pieces like this?
Yeah.
And is this a big team, a big operation? How does one even go about this, I guess?
Well, right now he's using Dove Charney, who used to own LA Apparel or American Apparel. Now it's LA Apparel. American Apparel ended. Dove had a lot of lawsuits himself against him. Another kind of canceled.
Well, American Apparel, I remember it fell through, right? Yeah, what you're just
so now
saying.
he still has a factory in downtown, and he has a ton of employees, and he is that's where all the manufacturing is happening, and then the pods are happening at a factory in China now.
So the clothes are made in LA.
It's made in America. Yeah.
Oh,
All the
so
clothes
why
are
is
made
it
in
taking-
America.
So
I don't know why it's taking so long.
And that's a common complaint, right?
I mean, it's been people put a lot of orders in at the Super Bowl. Some people even in December, and they haven't got their orders yet. We're looking at 4 to 5 months. You could order fake Gucci shoes on DHgate and get it quicker than Yeezy.
Yeah. Interesting.
I don't think there's enough people on they weren't prepared for that volume of orders.
Really?
Because he dropped the price to $20 to the day of the Super Bowl, and all of a sudden, they sold 1 million items, and they
What was
didn't
it
have the
before?
factory. They didn't have a factory.
What was like this before though? Like before $20, or was it always $20?
This was always $20.
Oh, it was?
But
Okay.
the pods are $200.
Oh, and then he
The
like
day
had
of the
this
Super Bowl,
website and-
the day of the Super Bowl, he dropped the price to $20, even though they cost $37 to make in Italy. But that factory in Italy could only produce X amount of products, so they didn't have a factory. So he had to find a factory. So the reason there's so much delay with the pods is because he couldn't decide on what everyone was telling him. Use my factory. Use my factory. So now we're seeing all these people leeching. They want to cut. They all want a little percentage of the pie. So the reason there was a delay is because the people around him were all trying to make him use their factory. Ye didn't really know who to trust. He didn't know what factory to choose. So you're also seeing a lot of people on his team taking from him. So it's like he can't really trust anybody. I kind of do agree with him in that regard.
So like one thing I do think is interesting is that like we question like Kanye's like maybe I think he's very much relevant, but like you know his status currently in like society as far as fame, and then like sitting here and hearing you say like, oh, he sold like so much in one sitting. Like he's made these terrible comments, the anti-Semitism. He's done like a lot of problematic things. Like how does this man still have the ability to sell all of this? You know. I mean, do you think that's just the essence of who Kanye West is? Like,
Yeah.
he clearly has still a very strong fan base.
His fans are like, it's a cult. Like his really loyal ones that'll follow him through anything can be like culty in a way. And then the other ones are they just love him. His music has touched them. It's helped them in hard times of their lives. So, but now with this porn thing, a lot of the fans, I did a poll. I said, will you support Yeezy porn? 90% of a cult following of Ye said no.
And so do you think
he was not expecting that.
you think the clothing like so if you did the same poll for clothing, it would have been like what, 70 yes or something?
Yes, everyone was supporting the clothes. Now there's people emailing Dove's company saying, I want a refund. I do not want my money going
to this.
It's interesting because now that's the question. Why are people drawing the line at porn? They didn't care about, but it's because people are like, he drew so many Christian fans and he was so vocal about porn. You know, we were talking about it earlier. He's been so...
Let's talk a little bit about that. So like Kanye has like had a relationship with like, adult content that he's had for like a long time. And he like has been addicted. Then he has, when he went through his Christian clout era, we'll just keep calling it that. He said like, oh no, I'm against it. So like what is his like, do you think he's like a porn addict? He's clearly a hypocrite. Like what is going on with this man in his mind?
Layers to trafficking. Like for me, Playboy was my gateway into full-on pornography addiction. My dad had a Playboy left out at age 5, and it's affected almost every choice I made for the rest of my life from age 5 to now having to kick the habit.
He is horny.
Yeah, just like every man, he just cannot control it.
He's definitely horny right now, and I think he just got the idea in his head. Who knows if it'll materialize, really, because some of the stuff from that graphic sexual horror film, if you look at it, if those are any of his ideas, that won't make it to Vixen Media.
And the way you showed me it was not good.
The way Yeezy's like run right now, it's run kind of sloppy, and these porn studios are very professional and they're run very ethically. So I wonder, will Ye be too toxic for porn? And then maybe it'll be good if he gets booted, because then all the fans he can have back. But some people are mad at just the idea of him even wanting to do it. They find it hypocritical.
Thank you for watching this clip from the Let's Get Into It podcast. To view the full episode, visit the link listed below.